Hello there, subscribers, friends, and followers. Today we are going to discuss a question which will include Christianity in a very different perspective. In fact, we are going to discuss what if Christianity never split. As you know, Christianity is the term to include all the currents that you have within it, such as Catholicism, Protestantism, Anglicanism. You also have other various smaller currents within. Also, of course, Orthodoxy, which is a very relevant one. So, as you know, and also as many people know, they are very split from each other, and also they seem to not include each other anymore in such a big way as it maybe used to be. Whereas when you look at religions as Islam, for instance, yes, you have also different currents within it, but people tend to stick more together in this religion. So, yeah, what if Christianity never split? The first part we have to consider is the Pope, who is the sole authority of Catholicism. And in order to achieve the Christianity having no split whatsoever, we need the Pope to get out of control. So we need Byzantium to take control of Italy for a much longer time. And also we need that this idea of Justinian the Great, of the Pentarchy, would be the only idea within Christianity for a longer time. So you will have the Pope becoming irrelevant, and he will just be one of many priests. So he will be the Patriarch of Rome, and then you will have also the Patriarch of Constantinople, of Antioch, of Alexandria, and also Jerusalem. So, as such, the Pope would not be an important political figure, which could lead to more smaller conflicts, or they would give local priests more power. I give you an example of a conflict which used to happen between Portugal and Spain, and which was solved by the Pope. As you know, Portugal and Spain were two countries who tried to discover the world and all the places for trade routes and so on and so forth. And both agreed, with the help of the Pope, to divide the world on a given line. But as for now, I don't want to go into details. So yeah, we need the Pope to get a very low position, one of many. And also we have to think, when other cities will grow in number and when the population will become more important, those priests will also receive a bigger power. So the priests, they will just represent their own city, their own bishopry maybe, if we can call it like this, but nobody of them will be the sole representative of Jesus or God, let's say. And having this, Christianity could go two ways. One way would be that Christianity would become a sort of national religion of each kingdom, principality or duchy, like for instance with the barbarian kingdoms where you had Arianism, and where maybe each kingdom would choose to have a very different Christianity. So for instance, the Frankish kingdom and also the Visigothic kingdom, they each had some kind of council of Christianity, where they decided about questions related to their faith. And the other way is that Christianity could become similar to Islam. where the teachings of the Bible would be more important, and also the priests would not only gain a religious dimension and also not only a political one, but also in the terms of a justice system. So the priests would be consulted for private matters, and as such, the justice system of the world could have a stronger Christian influence, and perhaps also policies would be heavily Christianized, similar to Islam, where, for instance, you had the Sunnah or the Sharia. However, there is one more aspect which will even so remain very important, and it's the gospel or evangelization. So this means that Christians, they will still see it in their duty to spread their faith. So now, depending on how they practice Christianity in each kingdom, it will probably result in more conflicts. But if we take the way of Islam, it would probably not give so many conflicts except for one, between those who believe in the Trinity and those who don't. Of course, you also still have the pagan faiths and so on, but we are just solely talking about Christianity. So within Christianity, you had very strong discussions of which part of the faith is the most important one and which one not. There were many people who had problems with some of those terms, and I think, for instance, Arianism, they did not believe in the Trinity, whereas, let's say, Catholicism or Chalcedonism at those times, they believed, of course, in Trinity. So this will be the only part where I can see that Christianity could still split, but not as much as it did in OTL. So it could actually have the same effects as with Islam, where you have Sunni and Shia, only that now in Christianity you would have those who believe in Trinity and those who don't. All the other sentences and phrases, they are kinda clear within the Bible, and maybe the only part which would cause some problems would be the virginity of Mary. But I think that this issue could be done quickly, but not as such as the Trinity, which would still have a lot of problems with itself. So the Christianity would be split only in terms of those who believe in Trinity and those who don't. And as a result, we would have Christianity which would be much more united. It would be united not with a uniting figure, so there would not be a leader of this religion, but it's more the faith itself or the idea which is within Christianity. So, for instance, the Bible would be much more important, and also it could not be just changed. It would probably have also a stronger basis on Latin or maybe Old Greek, where people would not like to translate the old phrases and then also lose a lot of the meaning which is behind it. So as such, people would probably in this alternate timeline give themselves first the identity of a Christian instead of given nationality, which you also find, for instance, in Islam, where many people say that first and foremost they are Muslim and not Arab or Berber or whatever. Because for the simple reason that Christianity is not split, and the only split that might be a very definitive one is those between the Christians who believe in Trinity and those who don't. Crusades could still occur, but to a very different degree. You would have probably crusades between each Christians who believe maybe in Trinity and who don't believe in Trinity. as they would see each other in very hostile ways. And also, of course, for the pagans. But in such a timeline where Christianity never split, it's difficult to say if Islam would still come into existence or not. But it is very guaranteed that conflicts would arise between the Trinidians and the non-Trinidians, and that probably one war or another will occur, and maybe also something like a crusade. So I hope you like this video. It's a topic which is not very often touched upon, so I thought it could be nice to give some ideas about it. Of course, it's not guaranteed that it's perfect, but as such, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I can see you next time on Althistory in Luxembourg. Don't forget to subscribe, give a comment, give a like, and watch all the other videos that I have on my channel. Have a great day.